Welcome to Wellness and Wholeness. In today's episode, we will delve into the fascinating world of dark psychology techniques by uncovering the art of influence, understanding 7 dark psychology tricks. Let's uncover the manipulation tactics that can affect our well-being. Let's get straight into the video. 1. Mirroring. Mirroring involves imitating another person's behavior, speech, or attitude to gain trust and create a sense of connection. In dark psychology, it is employed deceptively to manipulate individuals. By mimicking someone, the manipulator aims to establish rapport, making the target more susceptible to influence. This technique exploits the innate human desire for familiarity, allowing the manipulator to insidiously gain the trust of their unsuspecting victim. To give an example, imagine a workplace scenario where a colleague eager to climb the corporate ladder mirrors the habits and interests of their supervisor. Through this mirroring, they gain the supervisor's trust and eventually secure a coveted promotion, all while concealing their ulterior motives. 2. Gaslighting. Gaslighting is a manipulative technique that involves causing someone to doubt their own reality, memory, and perception. In dark psychology, this method is used to control individuals by undermining their confidence and sowing seeds of confusion. The gaslighter distorts facts, denies events, and manipulates situations, leading the victim to question their sanity and reality. Consider a relationship where one partner gradually convinces the other that past incidents never occurred, making the victim doubt their own recollection. The gaslighter strategically distorts events to gain control over the relationship, fostering dependency through the victim's growing uncertainty. 3. Flattery. Flattery, within the realm of dark psychology, involves employing insincere and excessive compliments and praise to manipulate and control others. The flatterer showers the target with admiration, exploiting their vulnerabilities and desires for validation. This technique preys on the basic human instinct to seek approval, leading the target to lower their guard and become more susceptible to the manipulator's influence. While genuine compliments are a positive aspect of social interaction, dark flattery distorts these positive elements for ulterior motives. Imagine a scenario in which a charismatic individual constantly praises a coworker's abilities and ideas during team meetings. Behind the scenes, the flatterer is strategically manipulating the colleague to take on additional tasks, subtly increasing their workload. The excessive compliments create a false sense of camaraderie, masking the hidden agenda of the manipulator who seeks to exploit the colleague's diligence for personal gain. 4. Persuasion. In the context of dark psychology, persuasion takes a manipulative turn, where logical arguments and persuasive language are employed to influence someone's opinions or behaviors for potentially malicious purposes. Unlike ethical persuasion, which aims for mutual understanding and consent, dark persuasion involves the strategic use of cognitive biases, emotional vulnerabilities, and information manipulation. The dark persuader seeks to control the narrative, subtly guiding the target towards decisions that serve the manipulator's agenda, often at the expense of the individual being influenced. For example, consider a situation in which a skilled manipulator uses persuasive techniques to convince a friend to invest in a dubious business scheme. Through selective presentation of information, the manipulator crafts a compelling argument, leveraging the friend's trust and emotions. Despite the inherent risks, the friend, swayed by the manipulative persuasion, invests a significant amount, highlighting the effectiveness of dark persuasion in guiding others toward actions they might otherwise avoid. 5. Coercion. Coercion, within the realm of dark psychology, is a manipulative technique involving the use of threats, intimidation, or force to compel someone to act against their will. This dark method strips individuals of their autonomy and can lead to lasting psychological trauma. Coercion often exploits power dynamics, creating an environment where the victim feels trapped and compelled to comply with the coercer's demands. This technique preys on fear and vulnerability, instilling a sense of helplessness in the target, ultimately forcing them to succumb to the coercer's will. Imagine a situation where an abusive partner uses coercive tactics to control their significant other. Through a combination of threats, emotional manipulation, and occasional physical force, the coercer compels their partner to isolate from friends and family. The victim, fearing further harm and manipulation, reluctantly complies, highlighting the damaging impact of coercion on personal freedom and well-being. 6. Reverse psychology. Reverse psychology, within the realm of dark psychology, is a cunning technique where individuals employ reverse logic to manipulate someone into performing an action they wouldn't typically do. This method takes advantage of the psychological phenomenon of reactance, where people resist attempts to control their freedom of choice. By suggesting the opposite of the desired outcome, the manipulator stimulates a counterreaction, leading the target to unintentionally fulfill the manipulator's true intention. It's a subtle yet effective form of psychological manipulation that exploits the natural human inclination to rebel against perceived attempts at control. Case example: consider a parent using reverse psychology to encourage a child to eat vegetables. Instead of insisting on healthy eating, the parent might express disinterest in the child choosing veggies, implying they are exclusively for adults. The child, feeling a sense of autonomy, may rebel against the apparent restriction, ultimately consuming the vegetables voluntarily. In this scenario, the parent uses reverse psychology to influence the child's behavior without directly imposing their will. 7. Bait and switch. Bait and switch is a dark psychology technique where an initial favorable proposition is presented, only to be replaced with a less favorable one upon acceptance. This deceptive tactic exploits anticipation and commitment, leaving individuals feeling trapped and manipulated. Imagine a scenario where a seller advertises an irresistible deal on a product, attracting eager buyers. Once the customer commits, the seller claims the product is out of stock but offers a more expensive alternative. The initial excitement turns into frustration as the individual, already invested mentally, reluctantly agrees to the less favorable option. Bait and switch plays on the psychology of commitment, turning anticipation into coercion for personal gain. Thank you for joining us on Wellness and Wholeness. We hope today's exploration shed light on the subtle influences around us. If you enjoyed this content, please consider liking and subscribing for more in-depth discussions. Until next time, take care, stay mindful, and thank you for watching.